was the truth as well. He's really funny and jokes a lot, and
12 things you didn't know about Erling Haaland. It is common knowledge that Haaland is the goal scorer every player wants to be. Dude is as prolific as they come and has broken quite a number of goal-scoring records since he first came on the scene. While the Norwegian might be famous as a goal-scoring cyborg, but there is more to him than just his ability to score goals. To having a father who played for Manchester City. These are 12 things you don't know about Erling Haaland. We'll go on in a moment, but in the meantime, please hit that like and share button. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new here.
the ball control and the touch. You know, every time he gets the ball, he never loses it, so...
Number 12, his father played for Manchester City. Haaland is very talented, and there's one reason he's super successful, but his talent level is not the only reason for his success. Another reason for his success is that he is from a football family. Haaland's dad, Alfie Haaland, played for the Premier League. Although his career was never as big as his son's, he played for Leeds United, Nottingham Forest, and Manchester City. The senior Haaland quit football in 2003, although that wasn't the plan. He could not play football anymore after a nasty challenge from Manchester United's Roy Keane in a match between City and United. Roy Keane's challenge to Alfie Haaland probably would have been avoided if Alfie was a bit of a bully. That's probably why this song, Erling Haaland Loves Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
The Liverpool game at home, I was on the tribune. I was so nervous, but I knew they went the 1-0 up.
Number 11, Erling's biggest role model is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Erling is the most prolific goal scorer of his generation and might go on to become the greatest goal scorer of all time. With this, it's easy to assume CR7 is his biggest role model. Interestingly, Ronaldo isn't Erling's biggest role model. His biggest role model is a fellow Scandinavian. Sweden's Zlatan Ibrahimovic is Haaland's biggest role model. This might be quite surprising, but both guys actually have a lot in common. They are both big and have an intimidating appearance, and due to this, several defenders are not comfortable playing against them. Zlatan and Haaland have quite a number of things in common, but unlike Zlatan, who is not considered fast, Haaland is pacey. Number 10, Haaland is very fast. Erling Haaland is multi-talented, but his other abilities technically live in the shadow of his goal-scoring records. However, one other skill that is a little obvious is his pace. Goal-scoring is a major part of Haaland's game, but speed isn't far behind. Right from his days as a very young player, Haaland has given defenders a lot to worry about because of how fast he is. So far, Haaland has hit a top speed of 36 kilometers per hour, and with that, he is obviously one of the fastest football players in the game. Additionally, the only player on his level who is faster is French superstar Kylian Mbappe. Haaland's pace, coupled with his height, means he could have done well as a sprinter, but beyond sprinting, dude could have made it to the top as a long jumper. Number 9, he is a world record holder. Haaland has broken a couple of football records and set his own too, but beyond merely breaking football records, he has also broken records in other sports. As a matter of fact, long before he began breaking records in football, he set a long jump record. Haaland was just 5 years old when he set a long jump record of 1.63 meters. The implication of this is that if he had never become a footballer, he probably would have gone on to become an Olympian. Erling has gone on to do well in other sports, but becoming a professional footballer was obviously a great choice, as he has a special relationship with the Champions League. Number 8, the Champions League song is in his alarm tone. It might be difficult to say Erling is obsessed with the Champions League. This is because we do not have a yardstick for measuring his attachment to the Champions League. One might assume Erling was lucky to have won the Champions League in the first season at Manchester City. But there is actually a lot at play here beyond luck. Erling basically dreams of the Champions League each night. How possible is this? Well, although difficult to believe, Haaland's alarm tone is the Champions League song, so you can be confident that he hears it every day. Beyond revealing that he wakes up to the Champions League song every day, Haaland went on to say that he never got tired of this song. Well, if believing that Haaland wakes up to the champions is crazy, then you might have no idea how many goals he has scored in one match. Number 7, Haaland scored 9 goals in one match. I do not have to tell you how much a goal scorer Haaland is. The football community knows he scores for fun. But if you think about how well he scores, you might just need to think again. Haaland has scored a number of hat tricks, and as amazing as this may be, dude has gone on to score 3 hat tricks in a single match. In a U20 match between Norway and Honduras, Haaland scored 9 goals. This match was played in 2019 and Norway won by 12 goals to nothing. In this match, there wasn't much to play for. Regardless of how many goals were scored, Norway wasn't going to make it to the next round, but that wasn't a problem for Haaland, who just couldn't stop scoring. We told you he scores for fun. Haaland was able to score many goals in one match when he was still very young and could be knocked off the ball easily. Well, that's no longer true because he was inspired by none other than CR7. We'll see more of this, but right now, kindly subscribe to this channel to avoid missing out on other videos. Number 6, he's from a sporting family. At this point, you already know that Haaland's father was a football player and played for Manchester City. Well, that might be an explanation for the young Haaland signing for City, but it still doesn't explain Haaland's athletic prowess. Well, beyond having immense talent, Haaland also has good genes. His mother took part in sports and is a recognized name in Norway, so the City number 9 is a blend of good genes. Well, the family he comes from probably explains his ability on the pitch, but that doesn't explain his strength level. Number 5, he is called a man-child. Right now, everyone knows Erling as a goal-scoring machine, but before he became a very prominent goal scorer, his former teammates used to refer to him as a man-child. This is because even when he was still very young, he had a huge frame and could get physical on the pitch if there was a need for that. However, he chose to stay calm even when troubled. Another choice he made was picking Norway over every other country he was eligible to play for. Number 4, he could have played for England. Haaland was born in England when his father was in Leeds. Although he didn't spend a lot of time in England, he spent about 3 days there, which qualified him to play for the Three Lions. Well, just like his father, he decided to play for Manchester City and pledged his allegiance to Norway. This was obviously a personal choice. Nonetheless, it's a choice that the football community is grateful he made, as England would have been unstoppable if they had Erling on their side. The young Norwegian would have been a cheat code in the English squad, and the English squad would have been as crazy as the squad can get. Number 3, he has multiple girlfriends. Speaking of crazy, Haaland never sleeps alone. He always sleeps with his girlfriends in bed, and that isn't a reason for ladies all around the world to get heartbroken. His girlfriends are not real people. They are the many balls he's been able to amass in his short career because of his hat tricks. Number 2, Haaland didn't have to play football. Haaland is one of the best players of his generation, but dude could have gone on to take part in other sports. You see, his father was a footballer and his mother, although an athlete, didn't play football. This means Haaland didn't necessarily grow up in a football family, but grew up in a sports family. While growing up, he played golf and handball. He also took part in track and field, so he could have actually gone on to be a professional in any sport other than football. But when he chose football, he decided to go all out. He even went as far as to altering his diet so he could become the very best. Number 1, he copied Ronaldo's diet. Haaland had the talent needed to play football at the highest level, but he knew he couldn't become the very best by simply depending on talent because he was lean and could get bullied by big defenders. This was a problem for a moment until he paid a nutritionist to feed him the exact same meals Ronaldo eats. Eating like Ronaldo involves eating a lot, so Haaland now eats 6 times a day. That's not all, he eats a lot of fish and vegetables. Unlike other folks that would probably grow fat from eating a lot, Haaland is able to maintain his physique, and that's made him a nightmare to several defenders. Hopefully, he gets to play at the highest level for as long as CR7. Thanks for going all the way. So do you think Haaland can go on to become a legend, or will he be out of the picture after a couple of seasons? Kindly tell us in the comments section below. Please watch this video on the screen and subscribe to this channel before moving on.